Hey everyone! Happy New Year's Eve. I'm Dana and I'm here with Love Solo Flowers. And some of you have been asking for us to kind of go back to the basics of arranging. So that is what I'm going to do tonight. We're going to do kind of a box, but it's going to be how you would make a box, right? But my box has got a little bit of a twist, and I'm going to show you how to do just that. I'm going to show it to you in a minute. I'm going to wait for some of you guys to show up and show on, and I'm going to show you all the fun fillers I have. Hey Sandy. Yeah, I've got really pretty fillers. I'm really excited about the box that I have. And I'm just going to kind of show you some of the basics of arranging, how I do boxes. Sometimes boxes can be done two different ways. So some people do it the opposite way of me. I do some filler first. It's just how I've always built boxes. So I'm going to show you, hey Valerie, show you how I do them, and maybe it'll help you guys. It's kind of an easy way to fill your box pretty quickly. So let me show you it because I'm excited about it. Okay, so it is, I'm going to show it to you up close, hold on. Kind of like a little distressed tin box. So it has a lid. Hey Linda. How are you guys? So it has a lid, so I'm going to show you how to make this box with a lid. But again, this is the same way I would make a wood box or any other box with or without a lid. But I'm just going to show you, I thought might as well do one with a lid because I can show you how I do that as well. So we're going to go over the basics of how to build a simple box. And I know that I say simple, but some of the new people are like, well, where do we start? So I'm just going to show you how I start, how I fill. Hi, Wendy. And I'm using some of the new flowers, some of my new favorites. I like the color of this box. Again, it's kind of antique-y and distressed looking. So I am going to use skinned and raw flowers. So I'm excited about doing this box. And I think I want to keep it. I'm not really sure if I have room in my house, but maybe I'll sell it. We'll see. So this is my box. And how I started, as you can see, what's inside here, I don't use the foam blocks if I'm going to be doing something that I don't want removable because I like just doing the spray foam. So this spray foam is called Great Stuff. That's the name of it. I use mine from Home Depot. They are a little different for some weird reason. In Walmart and Home Depot, like they expand kind of differently, and I'm not sure why because they both say Great Stuff, but they have like different nozzles on them, so I'm not really sure. But I get mine from Home Depot. It's called Great Stuff. It is insulation filler for small cracks, and you spray it in, but it's, hey Jamie, it's a one-time use, so I usually spray like every box that I need to spray or mugs or whatever, and you spray only like a quarter to a half full because it rises, it really expands, so you don't want to overfill it. And then after a few hours, I usually poke a hole in it, and then I leave it for at least 24 hours. This has been dry for weeks now, so I'm not worried about it being completely dry at this point. So that's what I filled my box with. Again, I'm going to show you how to fill this just the way I would a regular square box. But then I'm also going to show you how I do the lid where it's kind of like cropped so that you kind of get the look of it being closed, but it's really open. Okay, so if you're just joining us for one of the first times, hey Michelle, miss you. If you're joining us for one of the first times of watching me do an arrangement, I always start with my heavier, leafier, fillier fillers. So that's how we're going to start again. And then all the rest of the fillers that are kind of fun and colorful and all that kind of good stuff, I do after I put my flowers in. So I have, for like the greens part, I have juniper. This is the blueberry juniper. Everything that I'm using for fillers can be found in the filler tab on lovesoloflowers.com. Okay, this is the leather fern. And then I'm using the red Willow Eucalyptus. Okay, so those are the leafier greens that I'm using. I'm going to show you the other fun stuff in a little bit, but all of these are in the filler tab on lovesoloflowers.com. So I'm gonna start probably with my red willow because it's my leafiest, filliest filler. And I'm just gonna break some pieces off because I don't need them very long, the pieces, so I'm kind of breaking it down. I don't need a ton just because the box is not that big. I didn't want to keep you guys on here for an hour, but I've been dying to do this box because I just think it's so cute. I love the distressed look of it. I got the box at the at-home store a while back. So, okay. Now, if you can see in the lighting, this is kind of like an orangey-ish color. And then it's like kind of banged up. So I've got reds and browns and oranges, but I'm keeping all my flowers raw. And I have a few greeny type stuff to go in there too, just to pop that out. So my favorite filler. Pamela, I have favorite filler and then like filler that I use all the time because you can use it. So like, I always use Caspia. I mean, Caspia is in pretty much most of the things that I use in all the different colors. I'm obsessed with Princess Pine, which I'm using today, and you'll see it. I'm using it in 3 different colors. I love the Starflower filler. So when you ask me what's my favorite, it's difficult because sometimes it's more about like the project I'm doing. So I think what I use the most is Caspia. What I love the most, I love Princess Pine. Hi, Johnny. I love Princess Pine. I just am obsessed with it. I don't know. I just really am. Obviously, everybody needs eucalyptus. If you haven't seen the Willow Eucalyptus and the Silver Dollar Eucalyptus is back in stock. So get it before it's not in stock again. Because the Silver Dollar, if you're doing weddings, you need it for like every wedding you have. So get the Willow and the Silver Dollar, and they're both in green and like red or burgundy-ish color. So yeah, that's a tough question, Pamela, because I love them all. So I just keep stocked on all of the fillers, if I'm really honest with myself. I have like, hey Luann, Happy New Year. I have, you know, I only use Love Solo fillers anymore, and basically I have it in all the colors so that I have access to it for whenever I'm making any project. So, okay, so I'm gonna take my leafier greens and we're gonna start there, and I'm just gonna slide it into my box. I'm gonna make sure I'm balanced. I'm gonna make sure that I'm putting it kind of all over the place. Again, if you've watched me before, I always do one filler at a time. Okay, so I'm using the red Willow Eucalyptus right now, and I'm just gonna put that kind of wherever I want it. I do like my fillers to kind of hang over the sides a lot, so I usually tend to lean it outwards too. Yeah, Pamela, I use Caspia like on a daily basis. Now I'm not gonna worry about this closing right now, okay, because however big I fill it, I can make it where that's where the lid goes down to. So I'm just gonna treat it like as if it was a regular box for now. I like my pieces not to be so tight against the box lid. I like it to have some height and some movement. So I'm just gonna kind of stick it anywhere. At this point, we're just kind of closing our eyes and shoving somewhere. So don't overthink this part, because as you're filling, you'll see. Okay? All right, I'm gonna break off a few more to get in my center here. And then we're gonna move on to the greenier type greens. And again, if you're very new to this and you haven't made a box yet, if you've just gotten your flowers for the first time and you've just started dyeing, this is just kind of a simple way to start a box. A box is pretty basic. I feel like you can't really go wrong, especially if you do it my way. Again, some people do flowers and then they try to do fillers, but I don't. I like to do my filler first. So, but I think everybody knows that I love fillers. I'm in love with Love Solo fillers. because they are such high quality. They come in all the colors. Yeah, so it looks kind of funny when you start. You just got to keep filling. Like don't start panicking about like where you should be placing things and stuff like that, because that really doesn't matter yet. It only matters when we start to get towards the end. So right now, again, this is the red Willow Eucalyptus. Hey everyone. Hey Zoe. Hi Jessica. What are you sticking it into? Jessica, I did explain it at the beginning of the video. It is called Great Stuff Insulation Foam. And you can spray it into your bases. It's a one-time use only, but you spray it into your bases, but you only do it like a quarter to a half full because it does expand. So don't go crazy with that. I do not use glue, Martha. My stems are pretty deep in there. Ooh, my lid is gonna close, but let me show you. I can. Okay, they go in pretty far, especially with the Great Stuff foam. It keeps it in there pretty tight. So, okay, so I've got the Willow Eucalyptus again. Willow Eucalyptus in green and red is in right now. Same with the Silver Dollar. Okay. Hey, Shelly. I know, Shelly, I filled up like my whole house worth of stuff with it there. Okay, I'm moving on to my fern. And I'm just gonna pull the pieces apart again. And again, we're just gonna kind of start filling. And I don't really have a rhyme or reason. I just do the one at a time and make sure that I'm decently balanced across my whole thing. So here's the green. And I'm gonna do the same thing as I did with the red. And I'm just gonna slide it in there. Again, I want some height. I like a little bit more rustic, a little more wild, especially with the height of this, because I'm going to make it where the lid is kind of propped. I want some height because this part is kind of long too, so I don't want it tight against that. So I've got the leather leaf fern here. Again, you can find all these fillers on the lovesoliflowers.com website, and you just click the filler tab, so it makes it nice and easy. And if there's a filler that you like and it's easy to work with, like get all the colors, because I think that's been like the smartest thing I've done for my business is like stocked up on all the colors so that at a moment's notice I have anything I want to make. So, and I'm just breaking these down. Again, I don't really have a rhyme or reason just yet. I just broke that one, but I don't have a rhyme or reason. I'm just kind of filling gaps because I'm going to fill with my flowers as well. And I have Princess Pine, so we got it going on. Sorry, I just need to make a spot for this. Okay. Hey, Rachel. Yes. So, and I actually was kind of on time today. Aren't we impressed? All right. And it seems like the nighttime works for a lot more of you. So I've been trying to keep my kids quiet enough to do nighttime. So just gonna keep filling. Again, this is kind of the easiest thing to do because like a box like this for your first kind of time projects, because it's not really like I'm doing anything specific except making sure that I'm balanced and spread apart. Okay, so we've got this going on, and I just want to take a look at it from the front. Okay, so that's kind of the height that I would like. I have juniper nail that I'm going to add. Sorry, I always should feel like I should do this ahead of time. Yay, Megan, I know. So I am going to try to start doing night times. I feel like it's better. Weekends are kind of good for people too. So I don't mind doing weekends too. It's just having to keep my children quiet in the background that sometimes gets a little tricky, but so far so good. But I do, I feel like this is a good time. So I'm excited to be here with you guys. And I'm just breaking down this greenery for right now. And then I'm gonna just do the same again, guys. So we started with our bulkier greenery, and then we keep getting kind of more like colors and things like that. Yes, the juniper is great. And juniper can take you all winter, but it doesn't have to be a winter green either, because that evergreen look, if you've got like a rustic household, the evergreen look can go all year round. You don't have to use it just for a holiday. So if you don't have juniper, go ahead and grab yourself some. It smells pretty. So again, I'm just kind of sticking it wherever it goes. I don't really have a necessary plan or purpose here for everything, but this is kind of a big chunk. I want it in the front. I will turn it around so you can see it in a second. Okay, so as you can see, like I'm not, like, I never move anything around. Once I stick it in, I just leave it there and just kind of let my hand do the arranging without thinking twice about it. Okay, so this is what we got so far. Again, I like mine to come out. It's just the style that I like, and we are gonna kind of close this a little bit, okay? And I'm gonna have all these oranges and colors to match the tin too, but I am gonna close it just a little bit, so you can still have height even with these closed boxes. So, okay, next thing I'm gonna use is my Princess Pine. Okay, everyone knows I'm obsessed with Princess Pine. If you don't have Princess Pine, go get it in every color. How long does preserved filler last? Okay, Luann. So, preserved filler is supposed to last about 10 years with the way that you purchase it. After that, it could change color. It can get maybe some discoloration and stuff, but it doesn't just like crumble to pieces. So dried filler basically lasts forever. Preserved filler, again, so maybe it could dry out a little bit, or the color changes just a little bit, but it doesn't just like dissolve into thin air. So if you're not touching your piece, like if it's something on your table, it should do fine forever. Again, maybe some change in colors, but should be good for at least 10 years. That's what they say. If it's a good preserved, high quality preserved, which is what Love Sola gets, super duper high quality. So this is the brown, but look how nice the brown looks with this rusty color tin. And again, I'm using all raw flowers tonight. So this brown is gonna look really good with that. So I'm gonna start filling with this Princess Pine. As you know, I'm obsessed with Princess Pine. I've been using it in almost all of my home decor. If you like the rustic, the juniper, the cassia, the Princess Pine, the starflower, all that I'm using tonight, and obviously the eucalyptus, everything I'm using tonight is perfect if that's kind of the theme you're going for, that rustic look. It's just so pretty. Okay, so this brown is gonna go in there now. And again, I love to use my fillers as my colors, and I tend to keep my flowers in home decor as raw as much as possible, because we have so many colors. We have so many colors of things that you can just like totally make a piece without having to dye a single flower, which who like doesn't love that? I mean, I'm not doing anything to the flowers at all to prepare them. So try to get colors of fillers, stock up in all the different colors. If you're not going to use so much filler, you might want to put some moss down, just so that you don't have to fill it so much. But I mean, you know me and fillers, so I'm not really worried about filling up all the space. But if you feel like you don't want to use so many fillers as much as I do, you can put moss just to cover the foam just in case. But I won't need it. Yeah, you don't need flowers sometimes, especially if you're going to do the colors of all of this. But obviously the solo flowers just bring it up a notch. But I do love to just play around with fillers. If it was my choice, I would just have my house filled with fillers. Actually, my house is filled with fillers in all the different colors, but I wish it was in my decorations as opposed to just in my storage room. But I think if you're going to do, you know, this as a business, it's important to get all the colors of things and important to get all the styles of things, because you don't want to be a, you know, a one, like pop out the same thing over and over again. So when you have all these different colors and you have all these different textures, you can really pull out these things for things like craft shows and stuff that are all different and unique. Okay, so for, let me, actually, Meg, I will show you. Let me see. I think I have tape. Okay, I'm gonna show you. So Meg just asked, how do you put in filler if it doesn't get, like if you can't shove it down into the foam? So I'm gonna show you real fast, okay? Okay, so this is floral tape. This is vinyl floral tape, which is what I use. I'm just going to use this as an example, okay, because I have some star flower that I'm going to use later. And I don't necessarily need it to stick into my foam because I'm just going to glue it between my flowers. But let's say you wanted to do it, Meg. But again, so things like baby's breath, you'll see, because when I get to the Caspia and the star filler, yes, Luann Blue is amazing. When I get to it, you'll see how I just kind of glue it and it just glue it in and it catches on everything. So I don't necessarily make it hit the foam, but let's just say for fun that we wanted to stem it. So I got my floral tape. So let's just make believe this is baby's breath, okay? So you'll take a little bundle of baby's breath. This is an 18 gauge wire and you just put it against the wire and you use your tape to go down. Let me make this shorter and I'll show you how it just sticks right in. Okay, so that's how I would do it. But I don't waste the time taping and wiring and all of that stuff if I don't have to. So usually I just kind of glue these in little bundles. But that's how you would do baby's breath or anything else that, like the Caspia, if you don't use the thick part of the stem, it is hard to push through the foam. So that's how I would do that. Okay, moving on. Does that answer your question? Okay, so I did the brown Princess Pine, and now I'm going to do the red. So again, I have Princess Pine in all the different colors. It's awesome for the rustic look, but for Valentine's Day, definitely get Princess Pine in purple and red and burgundy because it's really pretty to go with single stem flowers. Yeah, I mean, I usually just glue and stick it in between the flowers, but you can totally wire it if that's what you want to do. So, all right, I'm trying to get ones with strong stems here. All right, so I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to look for gaps. I'm going to make sure that they're spread out so that we have some balance. And again, you can put moss on the bottom if you feel like you're not going to fill it up as much as I am. But I love a nice full arrangement. Again, I'm just finding different spots to get it in there. Off. Some of these ends are just straggly, so they're not easy to push in, but we got it. Okay, so I'm filling with all these colors of filler so that I don't have to do anything with my flowers, which saves time, energy, and honestly, some of these fillers are just so beautiful that they really should shine on their own. You don't need to have colored fillers plus colored flowers plus, you don't need to do all that. you just get these colored fillers and you pop in the natural flowers. I mean, Sola flowers are beautiful on their own, and there's really no need to have to dye them if you learn to play with fillers. So if you take anything away from this, it's try out some stuff before you discount the fact that you don't need to dye flowers, but you can focus on the fillers instead. So take that from this video. All right, let me show you. Let me turn it around. I've fed it through. Okay. And the colors are a little brighter on your screen because of the ring light, and here, that's more accurate. See how they're kind of deeper, so they go, it's just reflecting off the tin. The tin is a rusty color. And with my flowers and my other fillers, I'll bring that into it as well. So how do you price items for sale? Megan, obviously you have to calculate what it costs you, but things with a lot of filler go for more. Obviously you have to charge more because it's more expensive, but they go for more too. Usually if you have a lot of fancy fillers, people are usually drawn to that and will pay a little extra. So depending on how much you use, how much you spend, depending on your market, you can do usually ×2 or ×3, depending on your market. And for me, I can make a piece like this so fast that like people are like, well, you have to count how much you make an hour, but like I can make a piece like this in 15 minutes about, if I wasn't talking and chatting and I already had my stuff ready and out, I could make it in about 15 minutes. So like my time is not necessarily what I'm charging for. But yeah, and when you're custom, so I don't go to like craft shows or anything, I do all custom. So when I'm doing custom, obviously I know what's gonna go into it and we can price it out ahead of time as well. So I'm sorry, I'm always, the question about pricing things, I'm always not great at, because again, I don't just make stuff and bring it somewhere. I'm making stuff specifically for people. So, which is how I kind of made it where I don't have any risk in anything. I never lose any money on supplies or anything because everything I make is already for someone and paid for. So, okay, so this is orange princess pine. Okay, so I'm putting that down in here now. Again, finding spots that are empty, and I want to make sure that I get a little bit of all of this color in all the different spots. So, and again, we want to fill with our bulkier greens first, and then like our fancier kind of filler greens second. So I'm just gonna put my orange in, and then we're gonna add our flowers, and then we have a couple fillers to put in on the end. So, but I love this rusty colored box that I found. I love kind of the distressedness about it. And again, right now it's a lot of color actually. It looks like but we're gonna put in those white raw Sola flowers. And I have a lot of the ones with skin in it. So, okay, so can we see that? Here. And if I feel like I need more green at the end, I can always add that in. It does make a little bit of a mess here with fillers, but okay. So let me get my wire stems. I use 18 gauge wire stems because they easily press down into the foam. A lot of people were using bamboo sticks for a while. I don't like using bamboo sticks because you can, sorry, I lost you, but I came back. So I don't use bamboo sticks because you can't move anything around. So once you stick it in, it's in the spot that it's in. So I do not use bamboo sticks. I only use 18 gauge wire, and that way I can move the heads of my flowers. I also can stand them up higher and they're covered easier. So I'm just gonna start grabbing. I don't have any particular flowers, you know, for this, meaning like matching or a certain style or whatever. I just grabbed ones that I liked. Some of my new favorites. So some of these are new. and I love them, and so I'm using them. So again, I did a mix of the raw and the skinned. So I'm getting that in there. They don't need to be so tall if they're going towards the bottom or the front, but obviously as they get towards the middle, you're gonna have to leave some height on it. So I'm just gonna start filling, okay? Like, again, I don't really have a rhyme or reason. I'm just gonna start filling. I'm gonna spread my filler out a little bit to make sure that I have room for my flowers without covering that beautiful filler. And because I have foam that goes all the way down, I can leave those wires pretty long and just start filling. I did take a couple colored flowers. I'm gonna see if I like them at the end, but. So I wanna make sure too that my skin flowers are spread evenly amongst my arrangement here. Again, so if you're just joining us, we still have a bunch of people on. Thanks for sticking with me, even though sometimes these things take a while to show you how to make them. We have juniper, we have princess pine in 3 different colors. We have the leather fern, and we're gonna have the Caspian starflower soon. And then we have that willow eucalyptus. Okay, so our eucalyptuses are in. So make sure you grab those before they go out again. If any of you buy eucalyptus on the regular basis, you know sometimes they're in stock, sometimes they're not because of the season and the eucalyptus farms. So I'm just filling with some of my favorite flowers, and I didn't have a rhyme or reason which ones I picked. The size flowers for a box this size are between 2 inches and 3 inches. I don't use any minis because it's hard to fill a box this size with a bunch of minis. So I try to use the bigger flowers in order to fill my space faster. If you do this for a living, obviously speed is important. You don't want to take hours and hours making one arrangement because money is time too. So you're going to want to be able to get these things done fast. So again, another reason why I use the raw flowers and the skin flowers, because if I could use the filler to be my color, saves me time all around, saves me payroll, so I don't have to pay people to dye my flowers or anything like that. So, yeah. Again, no rhyme or reason. I'm making sure I'm gonna hit all my heights. I'm making sure my skin and my raw are spread enough where I'm not having like all the wood in one spot. Yeah. But do you see how easy? It's not like I really thought about anything. I'm just popping it in, really. I mean, I don't really think about it. You know, balance and color and size and all that is important. But it will start to come naturally as you build things. That kind of stuff will come naturally to you eventually when you get the hang of it. And these are just special gifts for people when you can make these things on your own, when you can get something that can kind of go in everybody's home. Greens and stuff like that are, you know, you can do all greens because it will fit. So if you're afraid and you're giving someone a gift, you can just stick with the raw flowers and the skin flowers and then just do greens. And you can still be exciting with greens. Again, I have multiple greens in here. You could use the green eucalyptus with the juniper and green cassia. If you wanted to stick all green, still get the texture though. So even though you might stick with just green, make sure you use different fillers because that'll give it the excitement of the different textures and stuff too. So, hey Tiffany. So again, I'm using flowers from 2 inches to 3 inches. I just like to be able to fill it faster and more. Let me see what else I got here. I'm gonna pull out a few more. You don't even have to go crazy putting so many flowers in. That's another thing too, is like, so people are like, oh, I don't have a lot of flowers, I don't have a ton of inventory. But if you've got all these different fun fillers, you don't necessarily need a lot of flowers, because this box, if you were to do all like flowers, this box could hold 50 something flowers in it. But if you've got the use of these fillers, which is easier, faster, and actually sometimes ends up being cheaper, then you don't need so many flowers because you've already filled it with your filler. So it's kind of a way to save money, because I didn't use a ton of money of filler. As much as it looks like a huge amount of filler, it was not that costly to do this. Let me get more wires here. Sorry, I could have done this ahead of time, but I know that some of you, sometimes I skip steps and I just do things ahead of time, and then some of the new people were like, well, I don't know how to exactly do this, so I'm trying to make sure I'm not leaving out any steps. Thanks. All right, so I need some smaller ones in the front there, so I am gonna have to turn it to me for a second. My fronts always get neglected because I try to build backwards, but I gotta do the front. So again, this is pretty easy. Anybody can do it. Again, as you can see, I'm not really, you know, having any rhyme or reason here to what I'm doing, but let's see. Let me just get some in the front here. And again, I put them on wire so I can stick it in, and then I can bend the head, except for when you don't wait till it's dry. Hold on, I gotta rewire that one. You can bend the head of the flowers once they're already in there. So once your gun gets hot, it takes a little bit extra time for the glue to dry, so you can wait for that. Okay. So again, I don't use the bamboo sticks. It doesn't make sense for me to use bamboo sticks because I want to be able to, like, see, I can curl it over the edge. Do you see that? Yeah, Luann, let me show you something. So again, this is the Great Stuff foam in here, okay? Do you see I'm shaking it? Like, it doesn't come out. And sometimes I feel like the bamboo sticks, maybe because they make like a bigger hole or something, maybe they fall out easier, or I don't know. I could just be making that up in my head. But there's no need to glue it. I could literally, and like, who's gonna go over to some arrangement and like tip it upside down and shake it? I mean, that would be a little weird unless you have like little kids running around. But no one should be turning it upside down and shaking it. So you should be okay, but my stuff is in there pretty tight. I never worry about things falling out. I definitely have never glued in stuff. So, and maybe it's the foam, or maybe it's just, I don't know. I don't know. I don't think I've ever had the problem of things like falling out. So I'm gonna put this little guy in. And then I'll ask you guys your opinion. I have the assorted palm bells flowers, and those have some color in them. So let's see what you think about, here, I want this one closer because I like this majestic. I'm gonna put one more raw, and then tell me what you think about adding the palm bell. So hold on one second, let me put this last one in. I'm gonna wire. What? Oh, well, maybe make sure your prices aren't on the bottom of your pieces either. Make them where they're visible, where they don't have to touch them. I've never done a farmer's market, so I wouldn't know, but that's horrible. But I would feel safe people doing it because it sticks them pretty well. But no, Luann, I don't do it on my mason jars. You could actually, probably, but I don't. But yeah, Megan, do people really do that? I mean, again, if you're looking at the bottom to see the price, but that would be weird if someone did that. But anyway, so here's what I got with the raw. And again, it looked very like colorful. But then, you know, as we started adding the flowers, it tones it down. Now, if you really love a lot of color and you want to do it, you don't have to use raw flowers, and dye your flowers too, but use colors in your fillers. I just think you should. Okay, so tell me what you think. I pulled these out. I'm gonna get your opinions. I have the 3 colors of the assorted the palm bell assortment. Should we add these 3 little guys, maybe not where I'm putting them, but should we add these 3 little guys in there somewhere? Not where they're placed, but what do you think about adding those little colors? I'm gonna wait for you guys to vote. Yes or no? Yes to these guys, because they're all the colors that are in there, or no? Yes, I do. Yeah, Megan, that's crazy. I'd never touch people's work, but I guess people don't understand. So yes to these colors somewhere, not necessarily where they are, but yes or no? And then after that, we've got a couple more fillers. Yes to the colors. Okay, I got 1 yes. So I'm gonna get wires. I'm gonna start to get wires. Okay, we said yes. Woohoo! On spray foam. I cannot okay, all the comments are coming in very fast, so I just missed the comment about the spray foam, but I'll go back and answer that. It's one-time use because the thing dries out and it's hard, so I just spray everything that, okay, I got a lot of yeses. I just spray everything that I have in my house that needs to be sprayed at one time. Sorry I missed your question. Everything came in for, at one time. So, I apologize for missing that question. But, the spray foam, people have tried to use it more than once by like, doing something with the squeezy nozzle part, but I find it just easier to spray everything at once. Okay, so we're gonna go in with this Palm Bell. If you don't have the Palm Bell, get it. I love it. It's like that thick bamboo type wood, so it's stronger and it's so cute. I love these. I've been using them a lot this fall. I made a string art thing with it because I love them. I love the thistle in the middle. And look at how cute they are. Look how cute. See? I got 1 more. Just had a wire. And the Palm Bells, use the whole can at one time. Yeah, I used the whole can at one time. That's crazy. Yes, I know a lot of people put like samples out so people don't touch your actual arrangements, but so the Palm Bell, you can see the back is the thistle. There's a tiny little hole in there. So what I do is I put the hot glue on that hole and then I just stick my wire in there. So that's how I stem the Palm Bell, right into the hole of the thistle in the back. I think that was cute. I think it was a good idea to just have those. I probably could have even added more in it if I really wanted to bring more of that colors. Maybe I'll go back and add them. But the Palm Bells come in an actual assortment of all 3 colors. One is like a yellowy orange, one's a redder orange, and then you have the red. So that's what it's under assortments for the Palm Bells. If you're looking for those on solowoodflowers.com, you just go and you click assortments. Well, Solo Flowers assortments. Okay, now I've got orange cassia. Okay, now I'm not going to try to get this cassia down into the foam. I'm just going to put some glue on the end and I'm just going to start tucking it in the places that I want. So I'm going to break pieces off. This is the orange cassia. Okay. Just trying to get the blossoms, the heads of the blossoms here, broken off. This is a pretty color cassia. Again, I have cassia in every color. I'm new to this, just individual flowers. Brianna, we at lovesoloflowers.com, we sell just the flowers and the filler. And then we have these tutorials to show you how to be able to do things on your own. And then we also have a community group that you can share things that you're doing and get advice, share your pictures, and you know, we can help steer you in the right direction. But the website is lovesoloflowers.com. And you'll see all our types of flowers. We have flowers that we call raw, meaning they come, I'll show you. They come just the Sola wood. So they come this ivory color. Okay, and then we have some that have skin on them. and the skin have the bark still on it. Okay? And then arrangements we do on videos so that you guys can have the tools in order to do it yourself. So you grab filler and flowers, and then we help you with the rest. We also have some tutorials in our blog section, like how to dye them, the simple things. But on this business page, you'll find tutorials for like tons of things. I do lots of tutorials. I try to do them once a week. So we have a lot of things, boutonnieres, corsages, and then simple arrangements like this. I know it doesn't look simple, see, but it was simple. So this orange cassia is perfect. So if you saw what I just did, I took my cassia, I lathered the bottom with hot glue, and then I just found a spot and stick it in, and it will catch on to stuff there. So, okay. And Brianna, if you need help finding things or, you know, different flowers, again, we have a community group. Our community group is facebook.com/groups, and then it's Love Sola Flowers, Cascade Queen Designs. And that way we can help you with choosing your flowers and learning how to use them from our website, lovesolaflowers.com. And I'll put those links for you, Brianna, when I'm done with the video. And after I share it, I will respond to your comment and put the links for our group and our website. But if you go to, after you're done watching this video, don't leave me yet, but after you watch this video, there's the tab on the business page that says videos. It's kind of by the photos. And the videos will list all the different things. We've done hand painting and dyeing and arrangements and stuff like that. So once I'm done with this video, I will walk you through, okay? So we're finishing with the cassia here. I love how this orange cassia really brings things to life. Oh, thank you. There it is. And when you go onto the website, lovesolaflowers.com, you'll have the tabs on the left side, and it will say Sola Flowers, and it'll give you a bunch of different options. And then the fillers is all the greenery and all the fun stuff that we added before the flowers. And there are assortments, so if you've never used Sola Flowers before and you don't know which ones to pick or what sizes to pick an assortment, and you'll get a bunch of different sizes, from our little mini sizes all the way up to our big flowers, and all the different kinds of styles and things like that too. So thank you. See, we're getting there. All right, so now I'm going to use my star flower filler, and I'm going to make bundles. This is orange. Okay, so if you don't have orange star flower, get it. I'm just going to cover the bottom with glue, and the same concept. We're just going to stick it in there, and the glue is going to catch onto, see, I just kind of stuck it in there. It's going to catch onto the stuff inside. I can't read that. Would you use the foam on cigar boxes? Yes, I would use foam on cigar boxes. I use foam in any boxes. What color yellow is what? I'm not sure what yellow you're meaning. If you're talking about the palm bells, they come already colored. Is that what you're talking about? Rachel, let us know what you're asking about. The star flower filler is orange. So when you go to the star flower, just use the drop down box for the orange for this. I gotta turn it to me for a second, guys, sorry. I don't have any yellow in here, so. If you want to do a quick search, if you're looking for those, like the hard bamboo looking ones, you can just type in Palm Bell, and then it'll bring you right to that one. But it is under Assortments tab as well. Thank you, Wendy. I love doing these things. You know, I don't do home decor very often except for you guys. Basically, my home decor is, I do get custom. Obviously, I get asked for custom pieces, but I'm doing weddings so often that I don't get to do home decor, but like I love doing it. And so when I get to do this, I really just get very excited. I have to make sure that I still know what I'm doing. The yellow flower on the left. This one, it's kind of yellowy orange. Here, let me just put it, let's see if I get it out of the light. It's like a yellowy orange. It's called Palm Bell. And Sultan, I don't know if you're on, but if you're on, could you put up the link for the Palm Bells? Thank you. See how fast that was? He was already on it before I even had to ask. But yeah, so that was all three colors come together in the assortment. You read my mind. So it is an orangey. Yes, it is an orangey. Let me turn my lighting a little lower and I'll show you the colors a little bit better. Hold on. Oh, let me show you. Sometimes this light I need because I need to see what I'm doing, but let me turn it down and I can show you maybe closer what the color is. It is yellowy, but it's like, okay, can you see it? It's like yellow, but like, it's really cool. It's kind of like two-tone, like ombre-y. That's the red one that comes, and then this is the actual orangey. So this one's orangey red. So this is like an orangey red. This is red, and then this is like a yellowy orange. Can you see now? I hope you can see now that I turned the light off, but you can see the colors a little bit better, but sometimes you can't see everything I'm doing, so. All right, I'm gonna add a little bit more of the star flowers. Again, the star flowers are orange. And then I'm just gonna show you how to close the lid. So if you ever try one with a lid on it, I feel like I need this. Here. All right. Okay. All right, I'm gonna show you what it looks like, the reveal here. Okay, I think I'm gonna leave it at that. I don't think I need to add any more. We are pretty full. Again, if you're planning on not filling it as much as I did, then you can, again, put moss down there. Now, there is a way you can do it where you put the flowers in first, but this is a way to get that height, to get really the movement, the texture, the colors. So this is how I suggest it's the easiest way because you don't have to think, you don't have to like puzzle piece, you just kind of, as you can see, I just shoved it in, right? So now I'm gonna show you how I prop these kind of boxes. So I have a green bamboo skewer and I'm gonna come and put it down in the back. So we have to see where we're gonna put it to be the lid. Maybe I don't even need to do that. Let's see. I gotta turn it this way, okay? Because we need to prop it. But this one actually stays pretty well. I don't have to, it doesn't like fall backwards. It doesn't fall backwards, so I might not even need to pull it forward. But let's just say I wanted to do it a little bit forward. Then I'm going to show you in a second. I have to do it in the back first. Well, this one doesn't flop, so I don't think I have to worry about it. I was going to do it so that it didn't fall, but it stays. So I might not need to really do anything to prop it. But if I wanted to prop it and it just fell forward or fell backwards, I would put a bamboo stick in and let it rest on it, and it's hidden between the flowers. But this lid doesn't go anywhere. Like it doesn't fall all the way backwards. It doesn't drop down back. So I might not do anything with it. Let's see if I wanna. No, I don't really need to do it because it's not falling anywhere. Okay. So what do we think of all the different colors? It's gorgeous. You are inspiring to me. Aw, Jamie, thanks. I mean, I have like, I just want everyone to know, like, it's not hard, and it's like, you can make these special things and it doesn't need to be scary. I know some people are like, oh, I didn't want to like dye it yet because I was scared, and it's not scary, you know? So I want to make sure that you all know that you can do this too, especially if you just buy exactly the same things as I have, and then you can really do it. So this was, again, Willow, Caspia, Princess Pine, the leather leaf, and then I got the box at the at-home store, and then I used, again, raw and skin flowers. I might figure out how to like push it forward, but I actually like it because it doesn't fall forward. So sometimes your lids, they fall forward. That's why the bamboo stick needs to hold them up, but this one doesn't fall forward. So I might figure out a way to shut it a little bit by propping something in the back, but I don't necessarily need that. So thank you. As you can see, it's very full. Let me hold it nice and close. And again, I liked this rusty color. I knew I could do it very rustic. See, it doesn't even fall all the way forward though, even when I do that. So I'm not sure I need to do anything to it. But that's that. So again, and if you had a box, you just do it the same way. Nothing different, just like a plain box. You wouldn't change anything that I did. I would still start with the filler. I would then add the flowers, and then I would go back with all my special colors and all that kind of stuff. So, and maybe you could add more palm bells if I wanted more colors in the flowers, but I used a lot of colors in my fillers, so I don't really need to do that either. So this is how it would look, and see how it's all distressed. So I liked that with the greens that I chose. But yeah, so this is it. I hope that that gave you a little confidence to start your own basic arrangements. Basically, if you can do this, you can almost make anything, you know, anything you can shove stuff down into. You can do it in mugs, you can do it in boxes, you can do it in anything. So, pocketbook isn't as deep as your fillers go. Well, we do have lots of sales on fillers. Make sure that you, yeah, and like get the colors. So when we have sales on fillers, like stock up on all the colors. I know that like everyone's like, oh, you're gonna put out a lot of money right away, but it is so worth it to have all of the colors, have everything there, because you really can create when you have all of your supplies at your hands. So if you are not on our email list or our text list, make sure you get on those. You do get a coupon, and I know that one of them you can use on fillers, I believe. So sign up for the emails, sign up for the text, so that way you know when things go on sale. And obviously if you have businesses, make sure you sign up for wholesale, because the fillers, Fifth Avenue, are included in that as well. It really is. It's my favorite of all time. And I've used fillers from lots of different places, and I was just very, very, very excited when we started carrying fillers, because I don't really need to go anywhere else, and they're just so high quality that they have totally changed my pieces. If I show you things that I made 2 years ago with junky fillers, it doesn't, I mean, I was doing the same thing, but my pieces were not rich looking. But with these fillers, like, everything looks super high quality. I can get so much more money even out of my pieces because of it. So definitely get all your stock up of fillers. So all right, I'm gonna go now. I hope you guys enjoy your night, and we're gonna start like Valentine's Day kind of stuff soon. So I wanted to get some of the basic tutorials out of the way, and then we can move to Valentine's, because I have so many projects like for that, and I'm gonna tell you what you need to buy for that. So that's gonna be exciting. Okay, ladies, and if there's any gentlemen, Happy New Year. Oh my gosh, yeah, New Year's Eve, forgot. So have a great New Year, and it's gonna be so fun to be with you guys again in 2020, because that's when we'll do our next video. It'll already be next year. So I'm very excited to be here with you guys. So, all right, we'll see you later.